And second bit of information that would be useful to know is making sure that each strand has its own path that it's traveling. And what I mean by that is that whenever I pick up to work with the main color, I pick it over the top, and whenever I pick up to work with the contrast color, I need to make sure that I pick it up from under the main color. And that'll do two things. It'll keep the yarns nice and untangled, that there will not be any twisties like we had when we were working the braid, but it also will ensure that the contrast color, which in my case is this pink one, always travels across the bottom and the main across the top, and that means the contrast color will be closer to where the knit stitch begins, and that main color will, running across the top, will be pushing it out a little bit, and it will make the pop, and that's called color dominance. So for us, we want the contrast color to be dominant and to pop on the background of the main color, especially when there's just one stitch to work every once in a while, like in the first row. But yes, so I suggest you pick that the main color is always running across the top, the contrast color always at the bottom, and you stick with that, because if you change them all of a sudden, then it might appear that you're working even on a different pattern. It will affect your final look. And if you're someone who works with 2 yarns in each hand, then make sure that your contrast color is on the left and your main is on the right, and that way by default you'll have it always being over this contrast color. Whatever I just said does not apply to when you're trapping yarns. Oops, I lost a stitch. So when you're trapping yarn, you can twist them in whichever direction you need. I would suggest that you pick a direction that will untangle your yarns, because you're not actually working a stitch with the other color then, and then there's no effect on dominance. Again, I'm trapping the yarn. Trapping it once more. I should be 14 stitches away. Yes, and now is my time to work with the contrast color. However you hold your yarns, it doesn't matter. If you are already holding the main color in your right hand and the contrast color, see, it's coming from under the main color, and I can work my stitch. And as soon as it's time to work with the main color, we want it to be over the contrast color, like so. Well, I drop my yarns and only use the one that I work with to manage tension better, and that's just personal, and I always have to make sure that I pick it from the right spot. Yes, so that's pretty much it.